Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be an analysis of some of the more popular futures markets out there for day traders. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. One quick clarification, I'll be using the 1 hour time frame. So for those of you that are beginners, what that means is each one of these candlesticks here represents 1 hour's worth of price action. So first market we are looking at is the NQ. And as a reminder, even if you only trade the MNQ, the charts are a mirror image of one another. So you can still apply, what's being talked about here to the MNQ. But so for those of you that watched the previous video, had this downtrending line in play. You can see right here over this past session, actually broke above it, got somewhat of a nice move, and then it met the 50 period moving average up here, and that's ultimately what rejected the price back down. But nonetheless, it did get through that level, which is encouraging. But as we head into the next session now, two main areas of resistance really stand out to me. First level is that purple line there, 50 period moving average, as I just talked about. But if the price can push up through there, the next key level that I think a lot of people will be watching is right up there at about 455. So 21,455, I would say, is more the key level where if there is going to be any chance of a bigger curl back upwards, I would say that's the level that'll need to be broken because as right now, I think there's a very real threat. And I don't mean threat in a bad sense per se, but I think there's a very real possibility. There we go. That's a better word. Possibility that maybe now we're just going to be entering into some sort of sideways channel here for the next several sessions, but we'll see what happens with it. Because as right now, like I said, it's begun. You have a couple of very well-defined levels. Bottom of this channel right down here at 29.90, and then top of the channel, which we just talked about, 21.455. Now, if you're a trader, I mean, there's plenty of leeway in here to make trades, but just from an overarching standpoint, it's seeming though the sideways channel is in effect. But I'll also say at this point, sideways is almost just as good as up because, I mean, as I'm sure a lot of you are well aware, this thing has just been drifting down, down, down. So the fact that it's at least just simply going sideways is a step in the right direction. And like I said, I'm fully agree. Remember, that's a pretty low bar to set that, oh, wow, the price is at least going sideways. I agree. But sometimes that's how these markets are. So it has gone sideways. Is this a leading indicator that the selling pressure has finally alleviated and there might be some sort of bounce back upwards? We'll see what happens. Next one here, ES, and same general idea. So I'm going to go through this one pretty quickly because as of right now, this is mimicking the NQ quite a bit. But there is a trend line that I drew previously, got the break. Nice little move, but unfortunately, pretty much has rolled all the way back over, so I'm going to get rid of that level for now. And we again have basically the same general argument, is we now seem to have a potential top of the channel right up here around the 60.22 mark, and then we have this well-defined area down here at 59.24. So at this point, just a question of are we entering into some sort of longer-term sideways channel? That remains to be seen, but in my mind, these are going to be the two key areas that a lot of people will be watching, and it's really just a question of what's ultimately going to happen in regard to these couple areas. And as I just said with NQ, yes, it's setting the bar pretty low to say, hey, wow, the price at least finally is starting to go sideways. I know, but you got to start somewhere. So at least it's gone sideways. At least it didn't violate down through these lows from the previous session. But we'll see how the next couple of sessions play out. But in my mind, I don't think anybody would be shocked to see some choppiness back and forth between these two areas. So we'll see what happens. Next one here, the YM, and this one has kind of been a little bit ahead of the other two because I've already been talking, and I'm assuming you've watched previous videos, but if you haven't, I've already been talking about how YM has technically already been in a sideways channel, and that pretty much played out today. Not quite perfectly, a little sloppy. You can see right here, it did actually get up through the top of the channel just to fail and come all the way back down to the bottom part of the channel, go slightly below it, only to basically bounce back off of it. So now that we have more data, I'm going to expand the channel out a little bit and try to keep it as accurate as possible. So now it's looking like the lower part of the channel right here at 43,370, and then the top of the channel right up here at that level of 43,920, which still does actually make really good sense when you look back here. That was the high of those candles at that point, and now that was the high from right here. So nothing else has really changed, and now basically all indices are in the same general framework. Again, YM was actually in this framework already. So NQ and ES have finally caught up in the sense of at least just going sideways. So where does it go? It's in sideways channel mode. And at this point, just one of those situations, we're assuming you're not a day trader that's, kind of just scalping in and out as it goes back and forth. But from more of a bigger picture standpoint, just kind of one of those grab your popcorn situations and seeing which way does the price ultimately want to break. Now we're moving into the oil market, specifically crude. So looking here at CL. And this will definitely mean more to those of you that watch a previous video. But if you did, I talked about 68.37. I promise I have not moved that green line. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. All you got to do is go back in the video archive and watch that video. And I say that because the power of charts, not patting myself on the back, I am patting charts on the back. But I had that green line in there. And look right where it bounced off of. Amazing. Amazing. You got to love the power of charts. So yes, totally bragging about charts. So moving forward, 68.37 remains the key area of support headed into the next session. In terms of areas of resistance, if there's going to be any sort of attempted turnaround, seems as though we have a bit of a resistance line right there that we can now start to keep an eye on. But even if the price does break above there, I'd be skeptical, not skeptical, but I'd be cautious, because not that far away from breaking through there, you then have the purple line up there, the 50 period moving average, which could also present a problem and act as resistance. So again, yes, breaking above that level to the upside would be bullish. That's a step in the upwards direction, but you're not that far away. You'd have to be dealing with that. But really, oil at this point, crude, I should be more specific, is pretty much as straightforward as this. What is going to happen with this pattern if it does come down there and break to the downside? In my mind, I can see that generating quite a bit of downward selling pressure. But if the price can come up here and push up through that level, then yeah, do we see some more momentum to the upside? I think this next session is going to get pretty crazy. Next one here, stepping into the world of precious metals and gold. So taking a look at GC. And overall, kind of just chopping around right now, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm going to make one little adjustment. I had this green line here at 29.10, and ultimately it has been holding as support. Sure, not exactly. The price, dropped down below it quite a bit there, dropped down below it. So what I'm going to do here is adjust this a little bit and just call the newest area of support now right at the 29.03 mark. So keep an eye on that if the price does come down. But what I'm seeing right now, and I'm not going to use a trend line, just going to use these moving averages, but this moving average right here, that purple line, has got a downward slope to it. So if I just extrapolate that out, and then we call this the bottom part of the pattern right here, we right now have a descending triangle that is forming, which is a bearish pattern. Now, let me be very clear. Just because there's a bullish pattern does not mean the price is guaranteed to go up. Same is true here. Just because it's a bearish pattern does not mean the price is guaranteed to go down. Now, would it be shocking to see the price and gold ultimately come back down and then break to the downside? No, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. But if you were to shove me into a corner and say, tell me about gold right now, I would just call it on the hourly time frame. There is a descending triangle. And again, the key part of the pattern is to watch that purple line. That is a moving average. So as the name states, that line is going to move itself downwards like that, and essentially, like I said, become the trend line that draws itself for you, that creates this descending triangle pattern. But gold has been strong as of late, so the descending triangle can go away in a hurry if the price comes up here and just blast up through there. So we'll see if gold can make that happen or not. So that wraps up the analysis, and hopefully you saw it on the screen the whole time, but I would highly recommend you check out Take Profit Trader. So make sure you use that link that you saw, and I'll put it down below. It'll make sure you get the best deal. Right now, they're doing 50% off their accounts, but they are the prop firm that I use for futures trading, and that I would recommend definitely checking out. They pay very, very quickly, and they pay whenever you want to be paid. So if you're making money, you request the payout, they are prepared to pay you right away, unlike other companies that, you have to wait a while. None of that. You just get paid right away. And they're open to people pretty much around the world. Now, if you see your country on that list, unfortunately for you, you would not be able to use them. But if your country is not on that list, then they would serve as a way to get direct access into the USA markets via the futures market. So definitely make sure to at least give them a try. Like I said, I would highly recommend them, and make sure you use that link so you can get 50% off. As far as these videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super free and easy way to support the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. Take care.